This is Land of Havilah, Proverbs 24. We're in a section that Solomon called 30 Excellent Things of Counsel and Knowledge. There are about 10 or 12 excellent things remaining, depending on how we count them. Verse 1. Don't be envious of evil men, neither desire to be with them, for their hearts plot violence, and their lips talk about mischief. Comment violence there is also translated destruction, which would give it a broader meaning because evil men don't necessarily plot violence, but evil's always destructive in some way. Evil men in verses 1 and 2 could be anything from mischievous children to teenage gangs to powerful groups of adults. Quote, don't be envious of them or desire to be with them, for their hearts plot violence and their lips talk about mischief. Now the next excellent thing, verse 3. Through wisdom a house is built, by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all rare and beautiful treasure. Comment, most of us don't care anything about filling our homes with rare and beautiful treasure. We want our homes to be practical and comfortable, not museums. Nevertheless, if we see a spectacular house filled with rare and beautiful treasure, of course it's the product of an understanding mind. But the real meaning of the spectacular house is that we'll have a spectacular life through wisdom and understanding. Next subject, verse 5. A wise man has great power, and a knowledgeable man increases strength. For by wise guidance you wage your war, and victory is in many advisers. Comment, wars are life and death, and they're won or lost depending on wisdom and understanding, on what the king and his advisers have between their ears. If they have wisdom and knowledge, they have great power to wage war or to negotiate a settlement. Solomon didn't publish this proverb with the intention of instructing other kings how to defeat him, but as a tip to the reader that knowledge is power, and in wise counsel there's power. If we accomplish any difficult thing, it'll be through knowledge and understanding. Verse 7. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He doesn't open his mouth in the gate. Comment, an ancient city with a defensive wall had at least one gate. The gate was a natural place to hear the news, conduct business, and socialize. Everyone was known by his standing and reputation in the gate. Those with high standing felt free to speak, and those with low standing felt less free. In the proverb, a fool didn't open his mouth in the gate because he had low standing. Wisdom was too high for him. Verse 8. One who plots to do evil will be called a schemer. The schemes of folly are sin. The mocker is detested by men. Comment, the mocker in verse 9 mocks wisdom. Evildoers and evil schemers mock wisdom. In verse 9, men detest a mocker. Verse 10. If you falter in time of trouble, your strength is small. Comment, a time of trouble is a critical moment or clutch time. It's exactly when we need to step up and show ourselves strong. Verse 11. Rescue those who are being led away to death. Indeed, hold back those who are staggering to the slaughter. Comment, if someone's about to make a big mistake, hold him back. It applies to evangelism that people are staggering to the slaughter and we should rescue them. Quote, rescue those who are being led away to death. Indeed, hold back those who are staggering to the slaughter. Verse 12. If you say, behold, we didn't know this, doesn't he who weighs the hearts consider it? He who keeps your soul, doesn't he know it? Shall he not render to every man according to his work? Comment, many people want to know the Christian stance on judgment. They wonder whether people who don't accept Christ will go to hell, and they wonder whether ignorance of the gospel will be an adequate excuse. In verse 12 we just read, God will take our ignorance under consideration. When someone says, behold, we didn't know this, God will consider it according to the proverb. He'll take ignorance under consideration. He who keeps our soul knows what we know and what we don't know. He'll do the right thing in judgment. He'll render every man according to his work. Now, it could be that Solomon intended verses 10 to 12 to be a unit rather than three separate subjects. If so, the gist of it would be that this is a time of trouble, so don't falter. People are perishing. It's time to show strength in evangelism. Rescue the perishing. Preach the gospel. Hold back those who are staggering to the slaughter. When a person stands before God, he might try to plead ignorance. that he didn't know he was in trouble with God, or that he didn't know he should be evangelizing, but he's not safe in judgment because God has given everyone at least some knowledge of what they should do and will hold everyone at least somewhat accountable. Verse 13. My son, eat honey, for it is good, the droppings of the honeycomb, which are sweet to your taste. So you shall know wisdom to be to your soul, if you've found it. Then there will be a reward. Your hope will not be cut off. Comment, wisdom is profoundly good, like honey. Wisdom is rewarding. It's rewarding when wisdom delivers us from trouble that would have otherwise ruined us. Verse 15. Don't lie in wait, wicked man, against the habitation of the righteous. Don't destroy his resting place. For a righteous man falls 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked are overthrown by calamity. Comment, wicked man, think twice before you attack a good man. He's a lot tougher and more resilient than you think. Knock him down 7 times and he'll get up, but you'll be overthrown. Verse 17. Don't rejoice when your enemy falls. Don't let your heart be glad when he's overthrown, lest Yahweh see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Comment, pleasure derived from someone else's calamity is called schadenfreude. Schadenfreude displeases God in verses 17 and 18, and might cause him to lighten up on your enemy's calamity, as it says, lest God see it, it being your schadenfreude, and it displeases him, and he turn his wrath away from your enemy. Verse 19. Don't fret yourself because of evildoers, neither be envious of the wicked, for there will be no reward to the evil man, and the lamp of the wicked shall be snuffed out. Comment, don't worry that the wicked are prospering because it's only temporary. Their lamp will be snuffed out. Verse 21. My son, fear Yahweh and the king. Don't join those who are rebellious, for their calamity will rise suddenly, the destruction from them both, who knows? Comment, don't rebel against the king or God, because either of them can ruin you faster than you can say calamity. Both of them have more ways to destroy you than you can imagine. That's the end of the 30 excellent things of counsel and knowledge. The next 12 verses from here to the end of this chapter are something like an addendum or PS to the original 30 excellent things. These are a few more excellent things for free. Verse 23. These also are the sayings of the wise. To show partiality in judgment is not good. He who says to the wicked, you are righteous, peoples will curse him and nations will abhor him. But it'll go well for those who convict the guilty, and a rich blessing will come on them. Comment, don't show partiality in judgment. You'll inevitably proclaim the wicked party to be the party in the right. If he's guilty, say he's guilty, no matter who he is. Now a very short one, verse 26. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Comment, sometimes it's uncomfortable to be frank, but it's the thing to do if we really care for the person. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. New subject, verse 27. Prepare your work outside and get your fields ready. Afterwards, build your house. Comment, this was a key verse that rang in your narrator's ears when he was young. He postponed building his house to complete his medical education. Quote, prepare your work outside and get your fields ready. Afterwards, build your house. End quote. Verse 28. Don't be a witness against your neighbor without cause. Don't deceive with your lips. Don't say, I'll do to him as he has done to me. I'll render to the man according to his work. Comment, take no revenge. Don't do unto others according to the wicked things they've done unto you. Verse 30. I went by the field of the sluggard, by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. Behold, it was all grown over with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Then I saw and considered well. I saw and received instruction, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So your poverty will come as a robber, and your want as an armed man. Comment, Solomon says he passed by a field and vineyard that were overgrown with thorns and weeds, and there was a stone wall that was broken down. He received understanding of the situation, he said. It was that the owner was lazy and a procrastinator. The procrastinator says, I'll do some work right after this nap. but one procrastination leads to another, which leads to poverty. Someone said, make a list of everything you need to do and rank them in order of importance. If you get the top 3 done, it's been a good day. Proverbs 25 is next.